welcome to my YouTube channel Vocavita English, and in today's video we are going to learn different English phrases in which we can talk. There are many interesting ways to say. Vocabulary is vast. So let's find out some very interesting and amusing ways to reply to our friends in an informal way. You can use these English phrases and add it to your vocabulary anytime you want. Let's start with the first one. Suppose you are going with your friends and after dinner it's the time to pay the bill. The party is on you. That means you are going to pay the bill. But how are you going to rephrase it and tell it to your friends? Probably you are going to say, I'll pay the bill. But the better way of saying that is, it's on me. It's on me. That means today's party is on me and I am the one who is going to pay the bill. So instead of elaborating and saying, I will pay the bill, it's better to say, it's on me. Let's move to the next one. And do not forget to add all these phrases to your spoken English. Yes, nowadays we are texting, we are messaging, we are also expecting replies through text from our friends, from our relatives, from our so many WhatsApp and Telegram groups. Yes. If you want to set a reminder, if you remind any of your parent or relative or your friends to tell you something through the text, the very common thing that we say is, please message me. Message me, text me is outdated. The new line or a better way to say that is, drop me a line. Yes, if you have anything important regarding the online class, drop me a line. Drop me a line means text me and I'm going to respond you quickly, instantly. So next time you want to say, you want to ask anyone to give you a message in text, better you say, drop me a line please. And they'll be stunned by the kind of vocabulary and phrases knowledge that you have. Let's move to the next one very fast. See if I care. You had an argument with your friend or your mother or anyone, any relative, and you're not in a mood to talk, you do not care. Yes, and you want to tell them firmly, I do not care. Yes, but how you're going to frame that? Obviously, you're going to say, I do not care at all. Again, instead of saying, I don't care at all, whatever you are doing, I'm not interested, I do not care. Rephrase it properly and you can say, see if I care. That means, you have not invited me to your party. See if I care. I do not care at all. See if I care. That is the phrase now you're going to use next time you want to say anything like this. You want to tell your friend that you do not care whatever is going on. Next time, butt out. Leave me alone. That is the meaning of butt out. And leave me alone is again a common phrase that we use many times. Many times we are depressed, we are struggling with our emotions, we are in pain, we are giving a good thought to any of the ideas, we are planning something, we need privacy, we need to sit alone and focus on any project. We don't want our parents, we don't want our good friends, we don't want anyone to interfere and interrupt in our smooth work. At that time, instead of saying, leave me alone, you can say, butt out. Butt out is an informal term and you should, as I recommend, use it only for your friends, close friends, so they don't feel bad. And next time, if any of your friend is poking their nose in your matter, you can say, you better butt out. Butt out. Keep your butt out. Yes, that means do not interfere in my work. Leave me alone. Another phrase that we have learned. Okay by me. Earlier, there was a proper structure, a plan that you were following, but all of a sudden, the plan has changed. And your group is asking you that, can you adjust to the current time, to the changed time? Do you have any problem? And you say, well, it's okay by me. Okay by me means it's all fine with me. I don't have any problem with the change. I don't have any problem with whatever changes we have made to the plan or to the place or to the project. Yes, suppose your teacher asked that earlier that exercise we have discussed, but now that stands cancelled, and the next thing is that we are going to have another exercise of a different module, a different type, a different class. And you say, ma'am, it's okay by me. Okay by me? It's fine with me. I have no problem. Yes. Next is bite your tongue. This is a common phrase used when we don't want any kind of noise or disturbance. Any kind of noise or disturbance means, especially in a class, you can imagine that when teacher is asking the students to keep quiet, do not make noise. Same thing if you want to tell your friend that you are having a deep conversation with maybe your seniors or maybe your teachers or your managers or your bosses, and you don't want any conversation, any irrelevant conversation to take place in between. No disturbance you want. To avoid the disturbance, tell your friends, bite your tongue. Bite your tongue means keep quiet. Do not talk. Do not create any disturbance. Bite your tongue and do not interrupt in between my telephonic conversation. Bite your tongue. Be very quiet. Yes, and this is a new phrase, a trending phrase you should use in your vocabulary right now. Another interesting and amusing phrase of English can be make up your mind. Making up your mind does not mean to recreate your mind. Obviously, only the Almighty has the power to do that. But how can we make up our mind? Making up mind means coming to a decision. Yes, we are surrounded, mind is surrounded by lots of ideas and thoughts, which subject I should take, which field I should go, what should do next, because you are handling 3-4 tasks with you. So when you are handling 3-4 tasks and you have to choose any one, obviously you are going to follow the priority, the very important task first, and then the less important, and then the least important. Right? That you have to plan. That chronological order should be followed. How you know what you have to do? You have to make up your mind for that. You don't have to let any kind of confusions in your mind. So avoid all confusions and make up your mind what you have to do. Making up your mind means coming to a decision. Making up your mind means to decide something. Yes. Next common phrase is pain in the neck. Suppose a friend, a person in your group is very troublesome. He or she is disturbing you many times, nagging, complaining or spoiling your work. Now earlier in one of the videos we have discussed that the person who spoils and have fun, he is known as a killjoy. You must remember the vocabulary quiz video that we have seen. Similarly, now this is not the term but this is a phrase. Pain in the neck is a phrase, an expression that is used for a person who is troubling you a lot. Either he is always taking the credit, or he is disturbing you a lot every time, or his mind is filled with lots of worries, lots of questions, irrelevant conversations. You just don't want to entertain him or her anymore. He's very nagging and complaining, very disturbing. And for such persons, this is the exact appropriate term or expression that you should use. He is such a pain in the neck. Pain in the neck means not literally the neck paining, but pain in the neck means he is so troublesome. I have a hard time with him because I cannot say no, and he could not leave me eating my hair up. So he is very troublesome. He is a pain in the neck. Last but not the least is once in a blue moon. You are texting, you are messaging, you are dropping lines to someone, but he or she, maybe your friend, maybe your sister or brother in another town, are not responding to you. And if they respond very rarely. Very rarely means once in a blue moon. So that is what you can text them now. Next time you can text them that you reply to me once in a blue moon. That means very rarely you reply to me and I keep on waiting for your responses. So once in a blue moon, that means very rarely. Anything that happens very rarely, you can use the expression once in a blue moon. I dress up once in a blue moon, or I go for occasions once in a blue moon. Now, if you have been in the video till here, if the video was engaging and interesting for you, I have a bonus expression for you. When your friend is telling all about her feelings, she had a very bad day and she wants you to just give her a good company and listen. You are also listening because you are understanding her. You're trying to understand what is bothering her. So both of you can come to a solution. You can help her emotionally. The expression is, I feel you. I feel you is an expression you use that means I understand you. I feel you, that means I understand whatever you're saying. I can understand your pain. I can understand your sadness. Yes, and that again brings you closer to your friend and ending into a deep friendship. So, how was the session? Was the session interesting and amusing for all of you? And if you want me to bring more such interesting and amusing sessions of English vocabulary, phrases and different elements of English grammar, do not forget to drop a comment. Do not forget to subscribe to Vocavita English, and I will be bringing you new and informative videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Till then, keep learning.